All right. So saying that we on now, just want to check right quick. See if we're on. I want to say that we're on.
Yeah, Con, live just popped up on my phone.
Okay, you good to go?
Yeah, we good.
Okay. Hey, so first off, before we start, we want to give all praises to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shah,
Sky.
Wahai Kadash, Wakah. Double honors to the apostles and the elders that rule well, and peace and blessings to you, brothers that is kicking his word in sincerity and truth. You know, me and a brother Abaya, we don't want to bring out just a quick lesson about how Christianity has always been racist, and it's still racist until this day. You know, you have a lot of people out there, these Christians that say, you know, Christianity, with their concept of Christianity is all about love and all about unity. But historically speaking, that has never been the case in America and abroad, you know, but just focusing specifically in America, that has never been the case, man. There's always been blatant discrimination and also terroristic acts that have happened um, to the so-called Negro, you know, and it's a dang on shame that you have, you know, these black Christians out here defending, uh, uh, you know, their slave masters concept of Christianity, man. You know, so we want to go ahead and just dive into it. I'm gonna share my screen, bro. And what we do is, of course, start with the scriptures first. You know, let's see here, which one we want to start with first. I'm gonna start with Psalm 73, brother.
Con.
And of course, if you have anything to say, just let me know. Let's get to
Okay.
the particular place that I wanted. Okay, so this is Psalm 73 and 8. They are corrupt and speak wickedly concerning oppression. They speak lawfully, you know, and you know, as concerning oppression, you see these so-called Christians. They speak wickedly concerning it, man. They tell us to get over it, and also, you know, you have a lot of those Christians. They say that you know. Slavery was in fact a good thing, and not only slavery, but the oppression that our people had to endure in America, aka Babylon, was a good thing for us, you know, because it was in the name of Christianity, man. You know, hey brother, did you have something to say?
No,
Okay, so we're gonna go to this article first. Now, this is according to www.slate.com. We actually had two articles that we can pull up. This article is going into the Jim Crow era and how Christians were lynching people in the name of Christianity, or AKA white supremacy. And then we'll go to this article here, racial segregation of churches, just to show you that segregation, AKA also racism, is still prevalent in Christianity, man. So this is Christian soldiers, the lynching and torture of blacks in the Jim Crow South. It wasn't just acts of racism; they were religious rituals, you know. And I'll read this a little bit, bro. And like I said, if you have anything to say, please get down, man. You
Con.
know. Uh, the cliche is that America has a short memory, but since Saturday, a number of us have been arguing over medieval religious wars and whether they have any lessons for today's violence in the Middle East. For those still unaware, this debate comes after President Obama's comments at the annual national uh what's that thing on what you call it anyway? Annual national prayer breakfast where I wish this would go away. There we go. Where after condemning Islamic radical groups, ISIS as a death cult, he offered an moderating thought. Lest we get on our high horse and think this is unique to some other place. Remember that during the Crusades and the Inquisition, people committed terrible deeds in the name of Christ. Uh, in our home country, slavery and Jim Crow are all too often what's that? Jim Crow all too often was justified in the name of Christ. So this is not unique to one group or one religion. There is a tendency in us, a simple tendency that can pervert and distort our faith. So this, as you can tell, this article is kind of a little dated. I want to say it came out like 2 or 3 years ago. I actually remember reading this article about 3 or 4 years ago. Um, and then you had Obama, the Hamite. He was basically condemning ISIS, and then he also said, hey, America can't get on his high horse because America has done the same thing, in which he is right. America has
Mm-hmm.
done wicked things, man. You know what I'm saying? And they speak very loftily concerning it, man. You know what I'm saying? They tell all these other countries, that they need to treat their people better and things of that nature. When all along, man, the so-called white man has committed atrocities here in America, man, for centuries, man. You know what I'm saying? And those atrocities, they're not gone away. And also, more importantly, the Most High hasn't forgotten the wicked things that the so-called white man has done, man. You see, they're gonna have to pay for all this the wickedness, that their forefathers have perpetuated, man. You see? So the so-called white man, he's not exempt, man. And the Most High sees, you know, as sees all the hypocrisy of this place, man. You know? Did you have something, brother?
Hey, brother, I got a precept.
Okay, come on. What's your precept, bro?
Hey, this is Habakkuk 2 and 3.
Come
All right. It states, "For the vision is yet for." I'll wait till you get there, Salakia.
no, you good.
All right. And this is Habakkuk 2 and
Mm-hmm.
3. "For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry." Verse 4. "Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith." Salakia.
That's right.
Habakkuk 2 and 5. "Yea, also because he transgressed by wine, he is a proud man, neither
Mm.
keep it at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people." Now, the point within the spirit I'm trying to make is, hey, this is just another tactic of how Esau gets down, man. He uses religion and democracy as a part of his wine to get you drunk, man. All right? And this is a tactic for him to remain in his rulership, man.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful, brother. Beautifully put, man. Because Christianity is a religion of white supremacy, man.
That's
And
right.
this article is going to prove that. You know what I'm saying? Because the so-called white man has done all these atrocities in the name of Christianity, in the name of Jesus, man. That's why we don't use that name, man. You know, because with names come different concepts. You see,
Fine.
you see. But let's get back to this article. Uh, see, yeah, let's get back to this article, and of course, if you got any presets or anything to say, brother, pull it out.
All
You
right,
know what I'm
one
saying?
more.
Okay, go on.
Hey,
Say
this is
is say.
Second Corinthians 11 and 4.
Like, okay, brother.
All right. Hey, it states for if he that cometh preacheth another Yahweh Shai, whom we have not preached, or if ye receive another spirit which ye have not received, or another gospel which ye have not accepted, ye might well bear with him. All right. And
Mm.
so, through the Spirit, Esau is preaching another Yahweh Shah, and he's trying to, and with the same token, he's actually trying to establish another spirit and through or within another gospel, man. You
That's
know what I'm
right, brother.
saying? So
Hmm.
that's what he's trying to do. Now, if you focus on that term "bear" in the Greek,
Did you want to show share your screen, brother, or
yeah, yeah,
you want me to pull it?
well, no, bro, we can just go with this format right here.
Okay, go ahead, go ahead. Okay, I didn't
All
know how you
right.
want to rock it.
No, it's all good.
What's it? In Necho, Neko?
Let me play it.
Yeah,
G430, a neko. A
yeah.
neko, yeah. And it means to hold oneself erect. Definition two, to hold oneself erect and firm, to sustain, to bear, to endure, man. So basically,
Mm.
what we have to do, let's jump down to hold up oneself up against, and through the spirit, we have to contend for the faith, man, because 2/3 of
Right.
our people are indoctrinated, man, through this philosophy of Christianity spun by the so-called white man.
Mm.
All right. And this is nothing
Con.
but a tactic to keep us basically at the bottom of the totem pole, because at the end of the day, the elite, they are trying to reclaim or take back that birthright, man.
That's right. That's right, man. And they he uses these different policies and things of that nature to trap the people's minds, man. You know what I'm saying?
God,
Christianity is the biggest tool that he uses, man. In this article that you read, man, you're gonna see that the Edomites they were killing Jake, and you had Jake, forbearing it, and basically saying, that they're the true Christians, man. Which goes back to that doctrine that we was talking about before we started, how the so-called white man he cherry picks the scriptures, man. He teaches us to be docile and things of that nature. Conversely, he teaches that he's a child of God. He can issue out judgment on the earth. You see,
God,
by killing us. You know. Let's see here. What was we at? Was right. So that you destroy our faith. With second paragraph, it's a
God,
straightforward point. No faith has a particular monopoly on religion, arrogance. That became a partial flashback at conservative, what's that, Haran, the
God,
president for equating crusading Christians to Islamic radicals, accusing him of anti-Christian beliefs. You see that, and that's the so-called white man. You know what I'm
mm-hmm.
saying? Hey, he's always playing the victim, man. He's the victim, and he uses that as a premises to justify doing wickedness, man. Just like how they gonna do to us in this incarnation, man. They're gonna equate us to black KKKs, you know what I'm saying, to terrorist groups as a justification to calm down on us, man. But the Most
God,
High's gonna set up a standard this time. But anyway, I wondered uh, and wondered why he would mention a century-old conflict, even if it has some analogies to the present day. Yeah, the so-called white man always wants to forget about history, man. What we have missed in the argument over the Crusades, however, is Obama's mention of slavery and Jim Crow at the Atlantic to Nishi to what's that to Nishi, checking these word in these crazy ass names. Coates puts his focus on religious justification for American bondage, and it's worth doing the same for its postbellum successor. That's after the Civil War. That's after the Civil War during a Reconstruction age.
That's
That's what
right.
it's going into. And since we're thinking in terms of religious violence, our eyes should turn towards the most brutal
Spectacle.
spectacle of James Crow's reign, the lynching. For most of the century between the two reconstructions, the bulk of the white South condoned and sanctioned terroristic violence against Black Americans. In a new report, the Alabama-based Equal Justice Initiative documents nearly 4,000. That's a lot
Yeah.
lynchings of Black people in 12 southern states: Alabama, Arkansas, Florida, Georgia, Kentucky, Louisiana, Mississippi, North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee, Texas, and Virginia between 1877 and 1950, which is not a long time ago. It's not a long time ago at all. 1950 certainly is a long time ago, man. You see, but these Christians would want to paint the picture as if hey, it's all about love, and you Black Hebrew Israelites, you're nothing but hate groups. No, you're the true hate group, man. You know, here you go, just killing people, man. Hey, I'm just gonna read the article, man. It'll give better examples than I can. Which the group's notes is at least 700 more lynchings in these states than previously reported. For his victims, Judge Lynch, journalist Ida B. Wells named the name for the lynch mob was what's that? Capper what's that? Rick Chris, merciless and barbaric. C.J. Miller, falsely accused of killing two teenage white sisters in West Kentucky, was dragged during the street to a crude platform of old barrel staves and other kennels. Writes historian Philip Drake, and at the hands of persons unknown, the lynching of Black America. His assailants hung him from a telephone pole. Check this out. And while the first fall broke his neck, the body was reportedly raised and lowered while the crowd peppered it with arms fire. For 2 hours, his corpse hung above the streets, during which he was photographed and uh, what's that? Uh, what's that? Mutilated by onlookers. Finally, he was cut down and burnt. So they hung this man
Hey,
at
if I
first
could just
fall already.
interject,
Yeah, go ahead.
hey, bro, I was just thinking about some precepts as well, man. But at the end of the day, like what has changed, man? And then you have our
Yeah,
people still trying to reconnect with the Edomites, man. And until and hey, we are a hate group because hey, the Most High stated that He hated Esau, man. All right, but on that same token, we are not declared as the Black Hebrew Israelites. Okay, we are the Hebrew Israelites, and this man has not changed. This man is still disguising his wickedness through the concept of Christianity, man. This is he's one of the most racist motherfuckers on earth himself, man.
he is.
Okay? Now, if I can bring out a precept, this is
God,
Proverbs 11 and 21.
God,
You,
God.
you want to pull it up or you want me to just read it, Elder?
I could. I mean,
Okay,
it ain't gonna
yeah,
take you
that's
nothing to
good.
pull it up. You know
Done.
what I'm saying? We got time. We did 11 and 2021, brother.
Done, Elder.
Okay, got you.
All right. A Proverbs 11 and 21. Though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished, but the
That's right.
seed of the righteous shall be delivered. Okay, and the seed of the righteous is going within the elect of Israel, man. And who's the wicked classified within the scripture? It's the Edomites, man.
Let's
All
do.
right, the elder has basically within the spirit brought out a beautiful topic, letting you know the history of the so-called white man, which is the red man. All right,
Yep.
Esau has not changed, man. We are set up within the spirit to be each other's opposition, man, and that's the way it is, man, and that's the way it will always be, man. The only
God.
good, the only good Edomite is a dead Edomite, man.
That's right. It's the truth, man. It's the truth. You know. Because hey, man, because if you allow Edomite to live, man, he's gonna justify destroying someone else, breaking the law, and setting up wickedness, man.
God,
And history proves this. You know what I'm saying? History proves this, man. You know, you get caught on trying to, articulate why this man is a devil, which is good. It's good, you know what I'm saying, to be scholarly. Work hard to be scholarly, man. But, you can only say so much. It's like, man, this dude is the devil, man. You know what I'm saying? There's so many examples that we have, which is this is example here, you know what I'm saying, religion.
God.
But there's so many other examples that we could go into, man. You know, I have a real quick precept too. This is Jeremiah 13 and 23. Can the Ethiopian change his skin, or the lepers his spots? Then may he also do good. Uh, then may ye also do good that are accustomed to do evil. So the white
Mm-hmm.
man, he hasn't done anything good. You know what I'm saying, for you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, which you are the lost tribes of Israel, man. He has found ways to put you into subjection, man, with his legislation. You know what I'm saying, and also with his with that lying tongue. You see,
That's right.
you know,
That's right.
that'd be a good time
Hey,
to
I
do
got a
this
I
one
got
right
a
here.
precept to back you up, Elder.
Okay, Khan,
Okay,
what you
this
got,
is
bro?
hey, get Romans 9 and 21.
Khan, bro. There we go.
All right, this is Romans 9 and 21. Have not the potter power over the clay? Who's the potter? Yahweh Bashem Shai. Of the same lump to make one vessel unto honor, the Israelites, and another unto dishonor, the Edomites, man. So, hey, we know through the spirit, and even man, for you 2/3, you know good and goddamn well that a leopard cannot change his spots, or a so-called Ethiopian cannot change the color of his skin. So, therefore, an Edomite will always be and remain wicked, man.
That's right. Ain't no way around it, bro. There's no way around it. You know what I'm saying? And and this article shows that, man. We'll read a little bit more,
God,
and then we'll go to matter of fact, man. I want to pull this scripture out real quick, man. This is Psalm 64 and 2. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. You know what I'm
ooh,
saying?
God,
Who wet their tongue like a sword and bend their bow to shoot their arrows, even bitter words. And that's
mm-hmm.
what they do with their legislation, you know what I'm saying, with their religion, Christianity, you know what I'm saying, to rationalize destroying people, you know what I'm saying, to put, you know what I'm saying, to implement a hidden caste system. You see, that's what they do, you know what I'm saying, with their tongue. You know, if you look at that word wet, it's spelled differently than the wet that we're accustomed to, because that wet right there means to sharpen. You know what I'm saying? So
God,
if you read in that context, who wet or sharpen their tongue like a sword, and that's what you're seeing. You see that with the so-called white man. You know what I'm saying?
that's right, Elder. That's why his laws are also identified as being draconian laws, man. Laws that are harsh, man.
Right. That's right. Mm. That they may shoot in secret at the perfect, suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. They
Mm-hmm.
encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of lying snares privily, that means traps, that word snares means traps. They say, who shall see them?
Hey, Elder,
They
through the format of Christianity.
gone, bro. That's it.
That's
That's
hey,
it.
that's one of those snares that is actually set privily, man,
Yep.
through the form of Christianity, through the traditions of Esau, and that shit was pushed on our parents, and so on and so forth, man.
Yep. Yep. And we just you know, and our people are just holding on to this whole concept of black culture, man. And Christianity is one of the pillars of culture, bro.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? That's why we're so adamant on telling our people to get out of that mind frame of being a Christian.
And
You
that's
know what
right,
I'm
Elder.
saying? Go ahead. I'm sorry, bro.
Hey, no, no, hey, because that's a beautiful point. Because hey, look, even a thing is Christmas. You know what I'm saying? Once you go to what Jeremiah, the 10th chapter, and you investigate that, then at the same time, you have to continue to explore. It just don't end and stop with holidays, man. The whole formation of Christianity, man, is totally propaganda to be mind control for the Israelites, man, as well as
This is
these other
true.
nations, man.
This is truth, man.
You know what I'm saying? This is not the good news for the Israelites to love everybody and to be joined hand in hand with Esau and other nations. How's
Yeah.
that good? How's that the good news for us, man?
And you're not join hand in hand. You will never
Ex-
join hand in hand. That's just again that goes back to that snare that was set up by the so-called white man. When is the so-called black man being equal to the so-called to the
That's right.
so-called white man? How are
That's
we
right.
equal when we relegated to the hood? When we go to subpar schools, you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? When we try to take out loans for housing, man, you know what I'm saying? You're discriminated against, man. When you're looked at and you're perceived as a thug, you know what I'm saying? Which goes back to the whole concept of structural racism, which is another topic. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
But all this is going to all this. With that being said, that goes in perfectly with these scriptures, man. You see, they back at verse 5. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily. They say, "Who shall see them?" They
Mm-hmm.
search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search, both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep, you know.
God.
But the Most High should shoot at them with an arrow. Suddenly shall they be wounded, and that's what we're seeing now. The so-called white man, he's being wounded. His concept of religion, aka Christianity, that's being questioned now by us. You know what I'm saying? His iniquities are being brought out by us, man. You know, and he don't know what to do, man. Also his iniquities are being found out by other so-called white people, man. Alluding to what's that Isaiah when it says the Egyptian shall rise up against the Egyptian. We're
God.
seeing that now, man. The so-called white man is being exposed for a damn thief, a barbaric savage, man. You see? Verse 8, so that they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves.
That's right.
All that see them shall fall away. So all the contradictions, you know what I'm saying, that the so-called white man has perpetuated, you know what I'm saying, then alluding back to Christianity about love everybody, love everything, love. Well, their tongues are falling on itself because it's being found out that it's a complete contradiction, man. The so-called white man
Mm-hmm.
has not loved anybody at all, and chiefly with you Christians, man. You saying? Let's go back to we'll go back to this article, bro. If you mind, if you had, do you have another preset, brother?
One more.
No, go ahead, bro.
Hey,
That's what we're here to do.
hey, this is Second Thessalonians 2:8.
Okay. Khan, that's one of my favorite.
Kind.
2 and 8.
Yeah, 2:8, Elder.
Let's see. Okay.
All right, it states, and then shall the wicked be revealed, and through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Al Shai, the wicked is being revealed. All right, at this present time, right now. All right, whom the
Mm-hmm.
Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth. Hosea
Mm.
12:10, via the
Mm-hmm.
prophets,
Mm-hmm.
and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. And what's the brightness of his coming? That's Yahweh Shai and those chariots, man.
Mm. That's right. That's right. Hey, read up in that, brother.
Okay, where you want me to start at, Elder?
Uh, start at verse 3.
Okay, Con, we'll do.
Yeah, one of my favorite
All right,
scriptures.
all right. This is Second Thessalonians 2:3. It states, "Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first,
Mm-hmm.
and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition."
Yep, and that's what
All
we're
right,
seeing now. In the latter days, that son of perdition is being revealed.
that's right.
Go ahead, bro. And then it's going to give you certain descriptions of that son of perdition. You know what
That's
I'm saying?
right.
Which we know that to be the so-called white man.
That's right.
Go ahead,
Who
brother.
opposeth and exalted himself above all, that is called the Most High, or that is worship,
Mm-hmm.
so that he,
Mm-hmm.
as the Most High, sitteth in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is the Most High.
That's right. And how's he doing? How's he done that? Well, he done that with Christianity.
That's right.
You see, he
That's
done that
right.
with Christianity, man.
Beginning with the Ptolemy dynasty, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Serapis, man. Okay, and then it was reincarnated with so-called Jesus Christ, man.
That's right.
All right, and hey, man, our people, man, we know through the Spirit that basically, hey, 2/3 of our people are summoned for destruction. But at the same time frame, man, like you have to understand, man, when we was brought over here to this bullshit ass country, man, we wasn't worshiping their gods, man.
God.
Okay, that shit was in, that shit we was groomed within this format through the process of slavery, man. How can
Mm-hmm.
all these other nations gods look like them except for us? The Elamite god look like Elamites. The Moabite gods look like them. The Hamitic gods look like the so-called, I mean, Salaki looks like the Hamites. But when it comes to the nation of Israel, our God is Jesus Christ.
That's right. And if you speak against that, they'll tell you that it doesn't matter. And in the same breath to call you a racist, right?
Right.
Hey,
But
can
it's
I
nothing
read
wrong with
this?
being a racism. Or
Con.
Salak, it's nothing wrong with being a racist because it's all you're saying that you're for your race. And like you saying, Elder Esau shows you that he's for his race, even if you're in his so-called employment. Okay, you will have a Jake that went to school with a master's or with a doctorate degree, and then you will have a fucking Edomite that has like a bachelor level of education. That goddamn Edomite would get that job before that Jake because he knows that other Edomite that's on top.
Yep. It's all
Nothing
about who
has
you know.
changed, man.
Absolutely nothing has changed. It's just more politically correct.
Kind.
You know, white people they know how to exemplify having manners, and that'll make Jay think that everything is okay. Just because Edom might tell you good morning, and when you're on a walk, doesn't mean that he's for you. You know,
Hey, verse 5, Elder, it states, "Remember
God.
ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things. And
Mm-hmm.
now,
Hey,
and
I'm
go
sorry. Go
ahead,
ahead.
bro. No, it's on
Well,
you,
I
Elder.
was
Go ahead.
saying that goes into perfectly to a beautiful precept, which is Romans 15:4, man. You know what I'm saying? The things
Con.
that are written for time were written for our learning, man. You know what I'm saying? That we'll have, the understanding of, what's going on, and who's and chiefly who's the wicked on earth, man. You know, and through toiling in these scriptures, and also prophecy, man. Our everyday lives, we're able to come up with a clear conclusion who that son of perdition is, man. Is you Edomites,
That's
man.
right.
The so-called white man will lift himself up above all that is called God with his
Mm-hmm.
philosophy, with that strong wine that we read about in Psalms 64th chapter. You see? You see?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but let's I wanted to finish this article, bro,
Go
and then
ahead.
jump to that other article. Yeah, because shoot, we going in. Um, let's see here. Where are we at?
Um,
We we
I want to
was right
say
here. That
it's
this one
assailants.
right here, right here. We were right here. We had just
Okay.
finished that. We finished reading about uh this gentleman, how he was burnt and shot up. Got that he was already dead. Now let's read this about Mary Turner. More savage was the lynching of Mary Turner and her unborn child, killed for protesting her husband's murder before a crowd that included women and children. Whereas Dre, Mary was stripped, hung upside down by the ankles, soaked with gasoline, roasted to death. In the midst of this torture, a white man opened her swollen belly with a hunting knife, and her infant fell to the ground, gave a cry, and was stomped to death. All this was in the name of Christianity, mind you. You know, these lynchings weren't just vigilant punishments, or, as the Equal Justice Initiative notes, celebratory acts of racial control and domination. They were rituals, and specifically, they were rituals of Southern angelicalism and its then dogma of purity, literalism, and white supremacy. Christianity was the primary lens through which most Southerners conceptualized and made sense of suffering and death of any sorts, writes historian Mary Louise Wood. In lynching is a spectacle of witnessing racial violence in America in 1890 to 1940. It was it would be inconceivable that they would inflict pain and torture on the bodies of black men without imagining that violence as a religious act laden with Christian symbolism and significance. The God of white South demanded purity embodied by the white woman. White Southerners would build the barrier with segregation, but when it was breached, lynching was the way that would mend the fence and affirm their freedom from the moral contamination represented by blacks and black men in particular. This perceived breach was frequently sexual, defined by the myth of the black rapist and demon and beast who set out to defile the Christian purity of white womanhood. You see that in his
Yeah,
narrative
con.
of the lynching of Henry Smith, killed for the alleged rape and murder of 3-year-old Myrtle Vance. You know what was going on? You had these you had these white boys that were raping their kids, probably. You know what I'm saying? Probably, and was blaming it on who? Blaming it on Jake. You know, writer P.L. James recounted how the energy of an entire city and country was turned towards the apprehension of the demon who had devastated a home and polluted an innocent life. James wasn't alone. Many other defenders of lynching understood their acts as a Christian duty, you know, consecrated as God's will against racial transgression. After Smith lynching or Wood notes, another defender wrote, "It was nothing but the vengeance of an outraged God meted out to him through the instrumentally what's the instrumentality of the people that caused the cremation," which is a fancy word saying that these niggas started it, we gonna finish it. You know what I'm saying? They created a problem, and God gave us the ability in our hands to judge. You know what I'm saying? These niggas for raping our children, and we had to, make sure that the social fabric of America, you know what I'm saying, is intact by lynching niggas. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So Jake, white man, he use all these fancy words. You know, let's just jump down. Religious premeditated communal lynching became the act occurred within the context of a sacred order designed to sustain holiness. The sacred order was white supremacy, and the holiness was white virtue. You see what I'm saying?
That's right.
Uh, that's it on that, bro. You know, that's it on that. Let's jump to this one now. We brought out an example, what I'm saying, or several examples in the early 1900s dealing with lynching and Christianity. Saying how there's a correlation. But we wanted to jump to this article just to prove that, man, racism and racist thoughts are still prevalent in Christianity, man. Racial segregation of churches in the United States. Racial segregation of churches in the United States is a pattern of Christian churches having segregated congregations based on race. As many as 87%, that's huge, that's a huge percentage, of Christian churches in the United States are either completely made up of only white or African American parishioners. Racial segregated churches have existed within the United States since before it became a country and lasted well through the post-slavery era into the modern age. There are many reasons for this history and for the history and continued prevalence of racial segregation in the U.S. Churches, including racism, denominational differences, and isolation. Uh, let's jump down. Have a segregated black church, yeah, blah blah blah. Let's get here. Now this is during the civil war era, excuse me, which is what 1860s or roughly 1860s. It says before the American Civil War, churches in the North United States and Southern United States were segregated both socially and legally. The first black church was founded in 1773 in South Carolina. In the 19th century, both the American Methodist Episcopal Church, uh, Church, and the American Methodist Episcopal Zion Church was founded and had African American leaders and control of their own property. Many white Christians in the 18th century did not consider African Americans fully human and did not believe that they had souls. Can you see that?
God.
So these people talking about God is all about love, but in the 1800s, you didn't consider us people that had souls, man.
Mm-hmm.
When this view changed, white Christians began to try to convert slaves to Christianity. Although slave owners resisted this conversion because they were afraid of slaves revolting, which is interesting, and trying to convert slaves to Christianity. Christian leaders reinforced and approved slavery as well as any means of punishment for slaves who revolted. Some Christian leaders even claimed that slavery was a good thing and that it allowed or oftentimes forced slaves to become Christians. By the
That's the
1830s, yep, that's the point, bro. Hey, can I read this? This is the brother Sanala had posted this. I thought it was very intriguing.
Okay.
He said, hey, Shalom, by the way, too, brother. He said, the corporation of Christianity, Esau invests in mind prisons. You see that?
Dang,
Yep. Yep. And that's deep, man.
that's deep.
That's what he did, man. You know? Um, let's see here. Where we at? I'm gonna jump to the next paragraph, just for time's sake. By the 1830s, many northern white Christians had changed their views about slavery and turned to become abolitionists. Many felt that slavery went against many of the ideas that they had fought for in the American Revolutionary War. However, while many northern Christians began to speak out against slavery, they did not speak out against racism, and many held fears of what's that miscegenation, which means a mixing of genes. You know what I'm saying, and felt that interracial racial relations was unchristian. But God is all about love, and there is no white, there is no black, there is no Greek or Jew, brother. You just gotta love. You gotta love. You know, that's what they say, right?
That's right.
Christian leaders also still often called for having segregated congregation and resisted instilling black people into the church leadership or elders. You know, hmm. Let's go. This is during the Reconstruction era. We already read about that about the Jim Crow era. We want to pick a couple things out and then get to the Christian. I mean, get to the scripts. Racism. One reason for racial segregation of churches is racism enacted against African Americans by white Christian churches and their parishioners. There are many examples of mistreatment of African American churchgoers by white church leaders, including segregated worship spaces and being served last to receive was a charist communion. Entire churches or denominations would also declare themselves to be only for white members. Regional differences exacerbated problems of racism with religious leaders that the South began much more likely to hold racist views than that of the North. It is also possible that some of the reasons that churches remain segregated is because that society and communities at large are very segregated. Going back into what we brought out earlier, structural racism, and that churches are merely a reflection of this. This view is reified by the fact that racial differences are highly correlated with differences in income and social economic class. And this is I just went down. This is after the civil rights era, man. But it's basically just going to, man, how the so-called white man, he's just a bullshitter, man, just a liar. You
That's
know,
right.
I want to pull this scripture out right quick. In Psalms 10, um, real quickly, and then I mean, really, the point has really been made.
God.
Um, this is Psalms 10 and 2. The wicked in his pride doth persecute the poor. Let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined. For the
That's
wicked
right.
boasts in his heart's desire, and blessed the covetous, whom Yahweh abhorreth. The wicked, through the pride of his countenance, will not seek after the Most High. God is not in all his thoughts, and that's what you see with Christianity. Most Christianity is not about pleasing the God of the Bible, which is Yahweh by Shem Yahushua, man. It's about setting up white supremacy, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's about perpetuating the concept that the white man, what I'm saying, really is God. You know, his ways are always grievous, thy judgments are far above out of his sight. As for his enemies, he puffeth at them. That's right. And we seen examples of that, man. You know, hey, Mary Turner was protesting that her husband was murdered. They stripped her naked. She was pregnant, stripped her naked, set her on fire. Before that, cut her belly out, and stomped her child, man. All in the name of Christianity, man,
That's
aka
right.
white supremacy. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He had said in his heart, I shall not be removed, for I shall never be in adversity. And that's the concept of the so-called white man. He believes that he's going to make America great again. He's going to put everybody into subjection. Everybody's going to listen to him because he's the white man. He's God. You see, his
That's right.
mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud. Under his tongue is mischief and vanity. He sitteth in the lurking places of the villages. In the secret places doth he murder the innocent. His eyes are privily set against the poor. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
He lieth in wait, secret as a lion in his den. He lieth in wait to catch the poor. He does catch the poor when he draw him in his net. And again, how does he do this? How does he draw the poor in his net? Well, he does that with his that wicked wine or that wicked philosophy, man. You know
That's right.
that he's instilled in our people, man. Now our people destroy each other. You know what I'm saying? Without any effort from so-called white man. It's been poison has been, implanted in us from birth. And it has to do a lot with, well, chiefly with the so-called not so-called, with the Most High and the curses, but it has to do much with the ways of the so-called white man.
That's right. That's right.
You see? Hey, brother, do you have something?
Um, yeah, I got one quick one. Habakkuk
Go
2 and
ahead.
16.
Okay, Khan, you called that earlier. I got you, bro.
All right, brother. And this is Habakkuk 2 and 16. You can break it down, Elder. Thou art filled with shame for glory. Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. The
Mm,
cup of the Lord's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spewing shall be on thy glory.
mm. So the Most High, that same for spirit, man, the Most High is gonna do away with all the pride and arrogance of the
Mm-hmm.
so-called white man. He's gonna be destroyed, man. And who is that right hand? Who's the right hand of the Most High? Yahweh
God.
Shai. So when Yahweh Shai returns, man, you know what I'm saying? He's gonna ultimately do away with the so-called white man and his concept of white supremacy, man. It's gonna be done
Mm-hmm.
away with, bro. You have something,
Right,
bro?
right. Yeah, and if I can just elaborate on shameful spewing, when you go into that Hebrew word of that is actually like going into like a person that is vomiting. And
Mm,
if you can picture that, it's like something that's just basically coming out of a person's mouth, extremely forceful and things of that nature. So if you assess that within the spirit, that's why you see all these videos beginning with the apostles and the elder Akia, man, going so hard on society, man. The way this man's glory is going to be shamed via the prophets, man. Prophesying, going out there on the highways and the byways and doing their weekly videos, pushing the work, magnifying their office based on the ability of faith Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai has given them, man.
that's right, brother. That's beautifully put, man. You know what? We can
Yes,
end
sir,
off
from the
right
elder.
there, man. You know what I'm
Con.
saying? That was
Mm-hmm.
good words, bro. Beautiful, Yaipu words, like yeah. You know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
all
So,
praise Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai.
hey, come, brother. All praises to him. Hey, yeah, we're gonna end it right there, brothers. I think the point was made. You know, we want to give, like the brother said, all praises to
Yahweh
Yahweh
Bahashim.
Yahweh. Hey, double honors to the apostles and the elders that rule well, and peace and blessings to you brothers out there that's kicking his word in sincerity and truth. Shalom.
Shalom, Akim.